And we're back here on Open. Darren Hybe here with you. BronxWorks programs offers teens a number of opportunities to identify and connect with issues that most directly affect them. Their sexual health promotion through Youth Leadership Program helps teens to develop critical communication as well as leadership skills while simultaneously affecting change in their communities. BronxWorks is getting ready to launch a mobile app related to youth sexual health awareness. And here now to tell us more is BronxWorks Adolescent Sexual Health Program Coordinator, Sharice Palomino, I should say. Welcome. We've had you on before. I should know. I'm just, it's the day before Thanksgiving and my mouth is just trying to get it right.
It's okay.
How you been?
I'm good.
Good. So you got young people here, and we're talking about really engaging them in sexual health and talking about sexual health, and now you got an app.
We have an app coming out called SHIPL, which stands for the Sexual Health Promotion Through Youth Leadership. And it was an app idea that we were fortunate enough to have been funded through the governor's initiative Ending the Epidemic. So we got a small grant, and that allowed us to develop this app. And so the purpose of the app is to get young people to connect to each other. So while they'll be able to send messages, as any other social media app, they'll also be able to get information relating to optimum sexual health. We have a resource section of the app where, for example, if a young person needs a GED, which is now called a high school equivalency diploma, they can click on that and they'll fill out a contact form with their name, their information, click submit, and it'll be directly submitted to our program at BronxWorks. And we have other community partners, so it won't be just our services. So we were able to build this kind of collaboration with some community members and some organizations throughout New York State, so it's not just New York City. We have partners in Buffalo and Rochester that are also highly impacted by the HIV/AIDS epidemic. Truly
indeed, and I want to talk to you about this app because as we talk about young people and technology, and forget young people, everybody nowadays is really smartphone, tech savvy. Most people are tech savvy. How hard was it to really get this thing going in terms of the app?
It wasn't hard because, the AIDS Institute, who funds our program, loved the idea. Our young people were very critical in helping to conceptualize what was really important for that demographic. And so it wasn't challenging at all, but what we find is that we have to kind of build the promotion for it and get users to download it and be engaged with it. And we believe that once young people start downloading it, that it'll catch on because it is a really unique idea, and it's something that specifically targets them and their interests. And so we're really excited about it.
Well, I want to move on to another topic. World AIDS Day is coming up December the 1st, and a lot of things going on across New York State. Talk about your involvement.
Well, BronxWorks is one of the first organizations that started addressing the HIV/AIDS epidemic more than 30 years ago. And so we're fortunate to have a really great prevention program. We have a positive living program that focuses primarily with 18 and over, and then my program focuses on 13 to 24, so we do have some overlap. But our efforts are really in alignment with the governor's program to end the epidemic by 2020. And so we've been involved in working on the city's HIV/AIDS epidemic, World AIDS Day initiative, which is an event that'll be happening at the Apollo Theater at 10 a.m. on December 1st. And we have some programming that's happening at BronxWorks in the morning and in the evening. And we're using the launch of our SHIPL app as a way for us to kind of commemorate World AIDS Day as well for our young people.
And when you talk about HIV and AIDS, obviously we know the stereotypes, the stigmas that are associated, and really this day is about promoting awareness and getting the word out. Are Bronxites becoming more aware of HIV/AIDS? Is the word getting out? And I should say, we know the word's getting out because you're doing a great job of doing it. How about being received?
It is. I'm also on the Bronx No Steering Committee, which was an initiative that the New York City Department of Health had launched about 6 years ago to try to get 1 million Bronx residents tested. And so since the initiative ended, the community has taken over. And so we have amazing community partners in Boom Health and St. Barnabas Hospital, the Borough President's Office, and so many other collaborators. And so we meet every month, and we talk about organizing events for young people, for older people, so we can hit the target population that's most impacted by HIV. We can test as many Bronx sites as we can throughout the year, and so it is received in the community. And it also helps us address some of the stigma and stereotypes that you mentioned as well.
Got a couple of hashtags here. Tell me about the hashtags. WAD2015 and why.
So that's the hashtag that the AIDS Institute, which is a division of the New York State Department of Health, is promoting with the Ending the Epidemic hashtag, and it stands for World AIDS Day 2005, New York.
And so for people who want to become more familiar with this, what do they do in terms of getting information?
You can visit, we have plenty of information at BronxWorks. You can basically Google it, find so much information. The New York State Department of Health is a great resource, as well as the New York State Department of Health. And our app is probably the best resource.
There you go. Download the app.
Download the app, yes.
Go get the app. How long has this been in the works, the app?
We started discussing the concept around August, so it's been a cram session to get this released in December, so we can use it as a commemoration of World AIDS Day.
There you see the picture of it, and there together we can end the epidemic. And of course, here in New York, we know the governor has his initiative trying to end AIDS in New York State, at least by the year 2020. That's a pretty aggressive program.
It is, and it's a really smart way of tackling the epidemic, where there's a huge, tremendous focus on the most impacted populations, as the CDC likes to refer to them, and also making sure that people who are not HIV positive but at high risk can have access to PrEP, which is a recent drug treatment that is a once a day pill to prevent HIV. So if you are in a relationship with someone who's HIV positive, you can take Truvada, which is a pill, and you take it once a day, the same way you would take birth control, as a way to prevent HIV. And then you also have PEP, which is a post-exposure prophylaxis. So you take there's the 3 pills you take every day for 28 days to reduce your chance of being affected if you've been exposed to HIV.
A lot of advancements, I should say, in the world of helping out for HIV and AIDS in terms of medicine, and also in terms of just treatment.
Right. We've come a long way from where we were 34 years ago. We've come a long way since Magic Johnson's announcement, and we have most recently Charlie Sheen's announcement. And I think in some ways it was liberating to see that people had a greater knowledge of it than they did when Magic Johnson announced. But it was still also disheartening to see a lot of the stigma kind of and the backlash kind of surface as well.
Yeah, a lot of barriers have been broken, but still some hills to climb. So
we still have a lot of work to do to preventing HIV and eliminating the epidemic.
Well, we want to tell you once again, get the app, and you saw the information at the bottom of the screen, how you can touch base and get that app. And Sharice, we want to thank you for coming and sharing with us. There it is. Together we can end the epidemic, and there you see how you can really launch that app and download it. You can have it and share with someone else as you talk about sexual health, HIV, and AIDS. And thanks so much, Sharice, for being here. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving to you, too.
All righty. We're taking another break, but first we're going to take a look at EF Sports Thanksgiving Invitational Championship. Our BronxNet correspondent, Veronica Guiti, has more. My words today.